If my assessed value is less, does that mean I pay less property taxes? Joining me today is Cate Watt, Branch Manager of Assessment and Taxation, City of Edmonton.
Hi Lee, thanks for having me.
If someone wants more information about their tax notices, where can they find that information?
Specifically, edmonton.ca/assessment is a brilliant link for anyone to go to looking for information on either assessment or taxation. There is a subsection of that as a property owner, you'll be able to unlock with the code that you should receive on your tax notice. And you can see very specific information there about the data that the city has on your property. And that is directly what we use in order to create the assessment. So the long and short of it is edmonton.ca/assessment is your place to go for all things assessment and tax.
When a homeowner receives their assessment, what are some of the most important things they should do?
Yeah, we have sort of a 3-point checklist that we ask everybody to do when they receive their notices. View the details on that notice, make sure that they're correct, make sure you know what makes up your assessed value, and compare your property's valuation to any similar properties in your neighborhood. And you can do this all through myproperty.edmonton.ca, or as I mentioned just before, edmonton.ca/assessment. What we want to really stress is that it's important for homeowners to have as much information and knowledge about their assessment as possible. And this is for many reasons, but one of the primary ones is because although property tax notices can't be contested, so you are taxed what you are taxed, you can adjust your assessment if you discover in reviewing that there's actually an error or that you disagree with the value the city has placed on the notice or on your assessment. You have the opportunity to speak with an assessor to discuss your concerns. And we really, really stress that is what we would like every homeowner to do in order to ensure that we are taxing everybody as equitably and fairly as we possibly can.
If my assessed value is less, does that mean I pay less property taxes?
No, it doesn't. This is a great question. And this is where me and my team are really putting our minds to what is the best way we can explain this nuance of the property tax system. The value is important to note. The value of your home alone is not as important as the value of your home relative to every other home in the city. So if you think of it like a pie that we have to slice into 400,000 pieces, the pie is the tax levy, and that is what council needs to take from the taxpayers in order to pay for all of the things that must be paid for. And then the assessment decides how big a slice of that pie, the tax levy, you end up paying. So when your property value is stronger than the overall market, your pie slice gets bigger. And when your property value decreases more than the overall market, your pie slice gets smaller. Which is why it's important now to review your assessment and be sure that you do agree with that value, because sometimes, and I think we will have incidents of this in the upcoming taxation period, where your property may have fallen slightly in value, but because the rest of the city has fallen more, you may end up paying a larger share of that tax base. So make sure you agree with your assessment. And that is how you can ensure that you're paying exactly what you should be, not more and not less.